Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess, here to do your second take on the bonus read. It was a really good reading, the last one, and I was really getting into it and really enjoying it, and then looked up and the camera had stopped, and when I went in it said that I'd run out of room on I cleared all my phone off yesterday. It's so strange, but anyway. So it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your bonus read for Sunday the 11th of November. So we're going to start all over again, and before I go any further, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I continue to really enjoy doing the readings for you. Next weekend and the weekend after, I'm out of town for both readings, both weekends. So I'm going to try and find some way. I'm actually taking a couple of days off to make sure I can get the weekly reads up while I'm not here. And we'll go from there. So you might get a what's cracking for the weekend next weekend, and then after those 2 weekends I've got no fairs then till I think early January. So and certainly the readings are picking up for me at home, so hopefully there will come a time in the very near future when I'll be able to give my substantive job away and just do the work I love to do. Okay, so I'm using the cards by Julia Massaglia. If the readings don't resonate with you, you can move on, don't need to be around, and I think that's everything. So what's cracking for my peeps? Okay, oh, very nice. Okay, so we have here the star. And the star is beautiful because it says to me that you've kept hope and faith and you're still wishing for something to come your way. Now, the star did make some appearances today throughout the readings, so I love the star because it says to me that you've just not lost hope. You've kept going through everything and you're still understanding that the universe will bring you something in even if you've waited. What you have to understand is there's no such thing as timing in the universe. Everything is done in divine timing, so sometimes it does feel like we have to wait such a long time for things, but if you go back through your life and see how many times you truly have manifested, maybe you'll have some understanding of how much power you really do have. Okay, so first card we have out is the Seven of Swords. Now, card with a very strange energy because it can mean really harsh things and it can mean, you know, really good things. So I don't like to say too much when this card comes up like this because it often really relies, it's a card, there's a few cards in the deck that really rely on the energies around it to understand what it truly means. So it can be the card of being deceitful and stealing, but it also can be the card of taking your lessons with you and leaving what you don't need behind. So not always a bad card. Okay, so then we have the Ace of Cups coming up. Now this card is a little bit more straightforward, right? Because it's the card of love. But it's not just the card of romantic love, it's the card of all kinds of love. It's the card of, you know, friendship, having babies. I love that it's the card of peace here as well. So it's represented by the hand of God here. So it's a card of many things, but what it represents is the true heart here. Okay, and then we have the Devil. Now the Devil's another card that has lots of meanings. So it can talk about Capricorns. And somebody said to me not so long ago, why does it represent Capricorns? And I was like, Capricorn's the goat, and Devil was always represented with cloven hoofs like a goat, and you can see he's a goat in this too. So the Devil can talk about ego, it can talk about lust, it can talk about being tied to someone, as you can see here. It can also talk about codependency and addiction. All in all, what it's talking about is ego-driven things. So ultimately, it's about the ego. Why the Devil represents the ego might be a really complex one. Maybe because we learn so many things in our lifetimes that, you know, that's not our real person. It's not who we truly are. Maybe something to do with that. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. What a diverse reading. Nine of Pentacles talks about independence, self-sufficiency, standing. I love her dress in this, or her gown. You know, it's rich clothing, she's in her element, she's tending her own garden. So I think that's very symbolic there, that you are tending to yourself. Oh, I have very little at the moment. So let's keep going. Okay, I have the Five of Wands here, which talks about conflict. Now, this conflict can be conflict with other people, fighting and squabbling with others, but it also can talk about internal conflict here. Okay, I'm sort of getting a bit of an idea of why the reading is doing this now. So we'll pull up another card and we'll get there. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which talks about working really hard, working towards something, trying to have an outcome for something. So I think I will do a quick recap to get a bit of a feeling of what we're getting here. So we have at the beginning the Star, which is about a pathway that is divinely guided. You've never really given up hope here. I feel like you have, perhaps in the past, not had the best luck with relationships. I feel like there's either been a codependent nature or you've been drawn to people who need fixing, perhaps people who haven't always been good to you. And I feel like love is going to be offered here, but you're so comfortable with your singledom, you're not really sure whether to move forward on this. I think you've put in a lot of work and attention to bringing yourself to around where you are, and maybe you don't trust what's coming for you. Because we have this Seven of Swords here, and then we have this Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Swords is looking right at the Ace of Cups, and I feel like you are wondering if this love is right for you or whether you have to walk away from it with your swords. Because for some unknown reason, for you, love is about being tied up with this devil energy. So you may have had a lot of relationships with narcissists or people who treated you really badly, or people who came to your good empath energy, because she is an empath in this Nine of Pentacles. And I think that people have come to you for this good energy, and now you're not trusting where love is leading you. Because there's conflict here, and there's a card of hard work and putting in energy. And I think you feel like, you know, you've put in all this work before and things haven't manifested the way you wanted them to manifest. It could be that you're dealing with a Capricorn, because I have two cards here representing Capricorn, and I also have two lots of Pentacles. So some of you could be dealing with an earth sign, and because it's the devil, could be a Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn yourself. We're in a general reading here, and there's more Pentacles here. So so I've got the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Page of Wands. I'm going to put them down like I do a personal read, so I can have a really good look into these energies. Something is really being said for people here, and I need to make sure I get that across. I feel like some of you have been single for a while. I feel like you have become very, very comfortable in this energy. But there are times when you feel a little spiritually low and maybe crave the company of someone else. But the trouble is, you see, you've had some bad experiences in the past here, and you have become overprotective of this heart of yours. Now, what the universe is saying in that Star card up front is we want to bring you in love, but in order to accept that, you need to be in a place of vulnerability. And at the moment, the way you are, you're not vulnerable. You have been working so hard, and you almost have this conflict about whether you could accept love into your life or not. You don't trust it at all. You don't trust it because of this devil energy. And I think the universe is saying that this is the time now where you need to decide in this Two of Swords if you're going to let something in, because they want to bring you in something stable. And I have the Four of Wands here with the Page of Wands, which means to me something is coming for you here. But in order to accept it, there's a lesson here to learn. And the lesson is how to open your heart for love again. Because you've closed yourself down here in this Five of Pentacles. You're out in the cold. And there's work to be done around opening yourself up for love. So the thing is, we all think we're ready. We all think we're ready to accept love in. I don't think none of us or any of us close down our hearts deliberately, but we do become untrusting. So when something new comes in, immediately we go to, is this like the person I had before? And we're constantly, vigilantly watching to see that person make a mistake so we can chuck them out into the cold then and go, you know what, you're not right for me. But how can you find someone? And I know you want to have someone in your life here. How can you find someone when you're closed down? Especially when the universe wants to bring someone in for you here. And this is very obvious to me that someone is waiting to come in for you. You have to make the decision now on whether to move forward or not. And the universe is saying, while you have this bit of time, we're going to bring you somebody in. You've got a little bit of time now to sort of, you know, batten down the hatches, go inside and have a look how to get your heart going again. Because some of you are just not ready for love and you've got someone waiting for you. Very nice. Okay, quick oracle card here. I know some people need to hear that and I'm understanding it myself. Okay, so the card you've got out is the card of goals and it says progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved. So go do the good work, people. Go and learn how to be vulnerable. Open your heart up. Make every time you fall in love the first time. Have a wonderful weekend.